Hello and welcome to the RVK Grapevine Newscast. My name is Valur Grettisson and I'm the editor-in-chief at the Reykjavík Grapevine. This brilliant dog here is my chief of morale officer and she is busy fetching balls and so on. I'll tell you a little bit later where we are, but it's pretty impressive, I have to say. You'll see it all later on. First of all, tours, shop, like and subscribe and become a member. That's it. That's the message. We have to start this with the elections. The elections, in municipal elections, was just now over the weekend, same day as Eurovision actually. We lost, by the way, thanks for that. But congratulations Ukraine actually. We loved this, we loved the song and we loved the act and we loved everything about it. And we of course are very devoted when it comes to supporting Ukraine because, well, Ukraine is a great country and the Russians are not right now. Not showing the best face. The elections, basically, they were simple. The Progressive Party, or Framsóknarflokkurinn, won the elections. And how did they win it? Well, a lot of people, of course, won, but they won it in that they added most of the people, but they had the fewest before. So they did very well. The biggest win was, of course, in the city of Reykjavík, where they went from 0 men up to 4 seats. 0 seats to 4 seats. The reason this happened is, well, we don't really know. All of the political analyzers are trying to figure this out. I've been trying to figure it out. My theory is that these elections were not about anything. And what's more alarming, we have never had so few voting in the municipal elections ever. We only got around 61 or 2%, like just about 60% that was voting. And just close by here in Reykjanes, they were under 50% of voters. This is alarming in so many ways. First of all, one of the explanations for this might be that we changed the laws just in the 1st of January. So the voters, we added a lot of voters, that is immigrants. And the immigrants are, of course, perhaps they didn't really know how to vote. It wasn't advertised that well. The media only picked it up like 1 or 2 months before the elections, meaning that perhaps we could have done a lot better in that era. Therefore, the vote is probably weighted down. It used to be around 70%, we're down there, but we are now around 60%. And when this happened, this is not just unique in Iceland, this is everywhere. The fewer the votes, the better the progressive as well as the independence party, like the right-wing parties, do well. They fare well. So, also, now the big issue here is basically who will run the city from now on. The Social Democrats, they lost pretty badly, I have to say. It wasn't like a travesty. They lost 2 seats, and they have to. They have the mayor, which is Dagur B. Eggertsson, and it's like we don't really know who's going to be the next mayor, but the odds are that he will not be one. Oh, nice nature, right? I'll get back to it. So, right now, they are trying to figure out how to make a majority. So, the Progressive Party is what we could say in the best seat here. They have 4 men. They're the winner, without a doubt, of the elections. And the majority has fallen, meaning that they have to fill it with the Progressive Party, or the Progressive Party could go with the Independence Party. But they didn't fare that well either. They only got 24.5%, and although they're the biggest party in Reykjavík, this was the worst voting that they have ever had in the history of the party in Reykjavík. So, what we're waiting for now, it's like there's nothing much to say right now. If you're an immigrant to live in Reykjavík, the talks have started unofficially, actually, between some of these parties, and it looks like the Progressive Party, the Social Democrats, the Pirate Party, as well as the Reform Party are gonna go together at least to try to negotiate how to go forward. When that happens, it will be interesting to see what comes out of it. In my opinion, I think this is the most likely decision. But let's see how it goes. Where are we? Well, this is a pretty unique place, isn't it? This is called Eldvörp. In English, you could say this is like the nest of fires. Varp is like when a bird lays an egg in a nest, or like an egg of fire or something like that. And you can see everything here is more or less smoking and so on. This area, of course, is, like many other areas in Iceland, an active volcano. Don't worry though, it's not going to go up here, most definitely, hopefully not. But the land all around here, you can see this land here, has been rising. And the reason they've been rising is because magma is trying to force its way up here. And when they do so, what happens is that we get earthquakes. And the earthquakes are been quite hectic, to be honest. We have had 16 earthquakes in only 2 days that are over 3 in magnitude. Many of them have been over 4. People living in Iceland right now, and especially in this area, have been feeling this very well. This is bigger than often. We always have earthquakes. I've often told you about this, of course, but these earthquakes are bigger and they are indicating that there is something more happening. This area is, of course, one of the 5 volcanic stations that are here. This is called Svartengi, or the Black Fields. That's connected. You can see the smoke over there in the distance. This is the Blue Lagoon over there. And to the right here is Thorbjörn Mountain, and behind that is the town of Grindavík. Basically, on the other side, then we have Fagradalsfjall, the old volcano, right? We thought the first one before Fagradalsfjall went off, we thought it would go off here because the land was always rising and the magma seems to be in this area. Well, it seems like that was definitely happening. It stopped, of course. The pressure went down when the Fagradalsfjall started erupting. But right now, this has started again. You want to go here, Art? Yeah. So what have happened now, past days, is that the civil defense, they have actually decided to put this area in what you call like a state of uncertainty. Oh, this is all very hot, by the way. Like really nice. This means basically that geologists, they think that this area might go off anytime. It's definitely going to be a volcano here. We are sure about that. But when it will happen is impossible to say. The last time this volcano went off was in the 13th century. That's when Snorri Sturluson actually, he's the one that wrote, like, for example, the Bible. Nobody really knows who wrote that, but we know exactly who wrote the Nordic mythology, for example, about Odin and Loki and those guys. It was Snorri Sturluson, the greatest writer ever lived, in my opinion. And this guy, he actually he wrote down like information about this area here, and when it was erupting in the 13th century. That's why we actually know that the area actually erupted. Yeah, it's really warm here. You can come here. It's actually a really nice. It's a really nice path here, and you can come here on 4-wheel drive or whatever. It's not that hard to get here, and it's definitely not hard just to hike or anything. You can see that I'm just in my regular boots here, and it's not. This is not hard in any way. Yeah, but the thing is, of course, the geologists, they are, of course, looking for some more information about all of this because, well, there's a town very close by. Also, we have a geothermal plant as well as the Blue Lagoon. So it's very important that we know more about the situation. But our luck is running out, I guess. First of all, the satellite that we use to record activity when it comes to Fagradalsfjall is actually broken. So geologists are not getting as good information as they were having around then. So we have to wait now until 19th of May to see where the heat is and what the true action is underneath this area here. But make no mistake about it, this area here is a volcano. And I know, like, about the Reykjanes peninsula, it's weird in a way. If you see a mountain, actually, it's probably not a volcano. But if you see a field like this is probably a volcano. But where it comes up, that's the big question, of course. Because if it comes up, then you have the town over there. It's not that far away, right? It's just around 4 kilometers away. This means, of course, it's even closer to Grindavík than ever the Fagradalsfjall. So it's definitely a huge threat to that town. But we also have other towns around the course, but they're a bit further away. But the good news about all of this is that there is no indication that the fire is going to break out anytime soon. But geologists have said, that the fire is sneaky though, the lava. It doesn't really mean, like, although it seems like it's in quite the depth, it doesn't tell you the whole story all the time, meaning that it could find its way pretty quickly to the surface. And also, keep in mind, volcanoes in Iceland are not like in the movies. It's not going to explode like in a Hollywood style. It will be fissures and it will bubble up. And it will be a slow event, if you will. So it's not going to be like people are going to go screaming, running away and driving in mass evacuation. But, I mean, you never know, though, how close it will be to the town, so you definitely need to be alarmed about it. But just look at this area. It's smoking all around. And this is, of course, what we do to keep our homes heated, as well as using electricity. We use this energy from these volcanoes and put it into these geothermal plants. There are pipes a little bit further to the north here, and we use them to transport the water, for example, the hot water, all the way to these plants. And therefore also you have the Blue Lagoon. This is the area that all of this is coming from. And you can see, although it went off in the 13th century, it's still as active as like, I don't know, a year later or something like that. But it's pretty amazing to be here. The heat here is really nice, and it's an incredible, incredible area. And you can see just the color of these stones and everything. It's just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, you want a ball? So, that's it for the newscast. It's going to be a little bit shorter today. But of course, tours, we love them. We have a wonderful tour. Basically, you can order a tour with me and Bjartmar, and take a walk with me, Bjartmar and Polly, and we tell you all about Iceland and Icelanders and the history of Iceland. You can just order a bus fare or like a Viking tour and so on. And of course the shop, we still have a shop. If you want chocolate, something Icelandic. We have a lot of books also. We have a new wonderful novel called Quake. It's Auður Jónsdóttir that wrote it, and she's actually her grandfather was Halldór Laxness, our only Nobel Prize winner in literature. So, and she's a fantastic writer as well. Just live long and prospect.